Hi everybody, welcome to Tucker's video cook recipe. Hope everyone's keeping well in lockdown. Just wanted to say first a quick huge thank you to everybody who's supporting us. We're trying to get as many meat packs out as we can, so we really do appreciate that. Hopefully another week and we can be back in action. But we're gonna do a simple brisket, which is in the pack last week and this week. Basically here it is, about a 1 kilo piece. I've just dusted mine with flour and some paprika. I've got a bit of onion and a little bit of star anise. I'm going to do this in the casserole dish, or you can do it in a slow cooker. We'll just thought we'd do it in the oven for a change. So I've preheated the oven to about 100 degrees. What I'm going to do is brown all this off so we get the nice caramelization, and then we're going to deglaze the pan and pop it into the oven for about probably 4 to 5 hours. So basically, first off, like I say, let's get a bit of onion. Or chuck that in, just got a bit of olive oil. So like I say, you can flavour it with anything. I've just gone with a bit of paprika. Cupboards are a bit bare at the moment, but you can use bay leaf, you know, thyme, tarragon. I've got a little bit of star anise. I love the licorice flavour, so I just want to get that all nice and brown off, and then we'll pop our brisket in as well. We'll brown that off. Just might turn the temp up a little bit, and just give a little bit of oil on the other side. There you go. So it's gonna brown all that off, especially the onion. We want to release those flavors, and the star anise, that nice sort of aniseed flavor. We want to get all that released and to get a nice caramelization. So probably going to brown this for about 10 minutes. Okay, guys, this has been browning for about probably a good 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes each side. We've got a nice bit of color. I'm just going to pop those out. I say we've got that lovely fragrance. The onions have sort of released their flavour, the star anise, and also the paprika. I'm going to deglaze the pan a bit now, so I'll just turn up a little bit. Oh, got my strength. Some red wine. So just leave that cook out for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to add a bit of beef stock, and then into the pan. Wine has been reducing for about 2 minutes. I'm just going to add a bit of beef stock. We'll just bring that back to the boil. I'm just going to pour it in here and into the oven. It's got the oven on, actually on about 90 because I've got a fan, but otherwise 100 degrees. So as that come up, I would just remember we got this star anise in, so once it's cooked, you've got to remember how many bits you put in, so you get them out because you don't want to bite into that. At this stage you can add a tin of tomatoes, a bit of bay leaf, anything like that. I wouldn't mind trying to make some pies out of these, so I'm just going to leave it as a stock and the brisket. We're going to check it after a couple of hours, and normally I just check with a fork to see if it breaks apart. And I'm guessing about maybe 4 to 5 hours on that one. So this is just coming up to the boil again. Just give that a quick stir. And like I say, it's pretty versatile. You can pull it, mix it with a bit of pasta. Like I say, I'm going to try and do a few maybe brisket, cheese and jalapeno pies. No cheese for the wife. Alrighty, that'll do. In she goes. So just deglazed all that pan. Pour that right in. There you go. It's just sort of come up to just underneath half of the brisket, which is just perfect. So we'll get that nice on top of it, nice and golden brown. Alrighty, lid on. In the oven. Right, so that's it. I'm just going to check it after a couple of hours. Whether it needs a stir, I might flip it over. Right now I've got a bit of schoolwork to do, and we'll check back in a couple of hours. Alright folks, school's finished for the day. I've learned heaps, and the brisket has been in for 6 hours. So I've just been churning it every sort of couple of hours or so, just keep it nice and moist. So I'm just going to have a look at it now. Hopefully it should be ready. So what I'm looking for hopefully is that knife will just sort of break it apart. Oh yep, she's nice and soft. I think that's perfect. Now this, you can just serve it like this with some mash and a bit of carrots and that, but I wouldn't mind just taking a piece and maybe doing a bit of pies. So you see that's nice and sort of broke here, it's nice and soft. And it's quite hot. Really nice flavour. Got that smoked paprika. Then rubbed it in with the flour. So I'm doing, I'll take these briskets out, just let them cool a little bit. And I've just got to get, I'm going to sieve the sauce just to get those bits of star anise out. And then we're going to thicken the sauce and make some pies. Put the brisket out to rest. Like say we said earlier, I'm just going to sieve the sauce so we can get that star anise out. Got my little head pie here. You ready, buddy? Hold it steady, hold it steady. There you go, buddy. Great job. So all I want to do is pull those bits of star anise out, and I'm going to put everything in, and then we'll start thickening the sauce. Right, so I've taken the brisket out. Like I say, sieve that sauce just to get that star anise out. So I'm just going to thicken it up because I want to put it into a pie. It's got a bit of cold water here with some flour, and I'm just going to add a bit of this. You just want it sort of quite thick, and this I want to thicken up that sauce so it'll sit in the pie, and hopefully this will need a good stir to break all that flour up, and then we want to cook it for probably 15 to 20 minutes just so it cooks all that flour out and gets nice and thick. And also I've got some pretty bold flavours, got a bit of Vegemite, a bit of honey, so I'm really going to pack a bit of punch in that sauce. You can put a bit of chilli in there if you like, a bit of heat, but look at this, key that keep on stirring. And yeah, like I say, we're going to have a bit of a play with these and then just really make that sauce nice and flavoursome and then start building our pies. Alright, so I've added a couple of spoon and a bit of Vegemite, and then just a bit of water and reduced that down, cooked off the flour, but it's pretty rich, probably a little bit too rich. So my good friend Kate on the line, she loves me. Beautiful honey from the farm. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that, and then I'll just take a bit of that richness. Thank you, Kay, for this. And that is beautiful natural honey. So that'll just take a bit of the richness. And then I'll start building your pies. I've just found something with a good circumference. This has to be a mug got from an admirer, secret admirer somewhere. They're out there. I've got a dozen of these in the cupboard. Right, so not quite sure what I'm doing here, but we're going to try and see if we can sort of make a little semicircle somehow. Right, this is my first time doing this, so just bear with me, folks. But I'm going to try and get something like that, and then hopefully it's going to sit in the muffin tin. Let's get a little bit of oil to spray on that. Spray. Right, a little bit of this in there. So I'm just going to do a little drop in each one, and then just rub it all around. So hopefully the pastry doesn't stick. So you can use a bit of butter or any sort of oil. This one was in the cupboard first, and we'll do that. So just repeat that process. I'm going to build one pie just in the firm yet. So hopefully that sort of will sit in like that without yeah, okay, we'll give that a try. Gonna bang a bit of this brisket in. So these are quite small. Obviously, if you had one big pie dish, I don't have, you could do one sort of big pie. But I just want to, you could put carrots, peas, or that because it's quite small. I want to make sure that I get plenty of brisket. So I'm just going to do a plain one for the wife. And then I'm going to add a bit of cheese and jalapeno to mine. So we'll just get a bit of this, stir this honey in. And then we'll just add a bit of the sauce. Just like so. And so I want to get a couple of nice spoonfuls in there so it's nice and juicy. 1, 2, 3, one more for luck. I think that'll do it. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the rest of these circles out, and then all these other bits we'll just re-roll them to make the tops. So I'm just going to repeat this process, and then we'll come back and roll the tops. Alrighty, so we ditched the hot stuff and went with Paw Patrol. Didn't we, buddy? Yeah. Paw Patrol? So we just found this when I did one was not quite big enough circumference and the pie sunk in too much. So we had a look around and my assistant came up with this, which was the perfect round shape. So your job is done. Thank you, buddy. You can go. Thanks for your help. Bye. Bye. Yeah, so it wasn't quite big enough. So what I did was just make those. So just that it was, oh look, I don't know, pastry is definitely not my strong point, but just so it gave us a bit of a deeper well. So that one was already done. So that's yours, love.
Sorry?
Nothing. Nothing to see here. So I'm just going to fill these up. And then some for our little fella who don't like cheese or jalapenos. So I'm going to pop those there. And then I just use the top of cap, so basically something around that circumference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, one done there. Yeah. Oops, alright, let's cram these full of the old brisket, and then we've got a nice little lump there left to do some tacos or some sandwiches. And I head off to the coalface tomorrow. Alrighty, I think that will do us just there. Nice and full is what I want. I like to have a nice tiny pie there. Let's get our cheese.
Just normal cheese?
Just normal cheese, yeah. And that's all I've got in there.
Stocks are running low.
Stocks are running low, yes. And then my good friend Craig, some beautiful jalapenos he does in his garden. These are fantastic. They are so good. Thank you, Craig. It's his job has perks. You know, some people get lavish with watches and gold. I get homemade honey from the farm and homegrown jalapenos. Just beautiful. Right, sauce. Just gonna spoon some of this in. I think we did about 3 or 4, I think. We'll just do 3 and then come back to it. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Gonna be nice, and hopefully I can get them out at the 10. And we'll, yeah, we're gonna see in a bit. Now it's the first time. I think they're gonna be a bit messy. Probably not gonna look pretty, but hopefully they will taste. I haven't put any salt in this because this sauce is quite salty, and I added that Vegemite, which was very, very rich, but obviously to your taste. So I think that's just about it. Perfect. As they got these little rounds that we made just with the cap, just so they fit. I don't think it's actually going to connect. I'm just going to sort of squash it down a bit and hope for the best. Just hope I can get them out again. Otherwise, I might have to put the tray in the middle of the table and eat out of the tray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more to go, and then simply just put a little egg wash. I haven't got any eggs. I'm just going to go with a bit of milk. I think it'll do the same job. Actually better over there. Had the oven preheated to about 180, or just per the packet. This is flaky pastry. It's all I had in there.
Why don't you have to sleep on it tomorrow?
Oh, we should be alright. We'll get through. We've got plenty of stuff. There you go. That should do it. And then just make a little prick. That's it. Bam, bam, bam. So the oven's at 180. In she goes. Fingers crossed. About 20 minutes, I reckon. We'll just check it after about 15 just to make sure it's not burning. And fingers crossed comes out alright. This will be up this week, this email. There's still time to order some packs. Really sorry guys, it's hard to do the ad hoc orders because our stock is so limited at the moment due to obviously what's happening, and also just time constraints. So we're doing our best, but yeah, if you just bear with us, and we'll try and get a bit more stuff as the levels open up. But look, thanks everybody again for your continued support. It really means a lot to us, and we do appreciate it. So we'll come back in 20 minutes, check the pies. Alrighty, pies have been in for 22 minutes. Checked them after 15, that they were coming along all right.
Looking good.
Looking messy. looking messy. Not quite sure they're going to come out or not, but we're going to have a crack. It does say to cool them down a bit first, but we'll just see if I can pop one out now. I don't know how quite to do this, but let's move this over here. It's going to be very hot. Try this here. Alrighty. Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Alrighty.
10.
Wow. Okay, so let's
Which one's the cheese?
don't know, I think, not sure. Hopefully we'll find out. More cheese in there. Must be at the end, yeah. I just see nice bit of gravy. Oops. Alrighty, let's have a look. Oops. I'll just take the top off, shall I? I can smell the jalapenos. This is definitely cheese and jalapeno. Oh yeah, look at that. Cheese is melted. You beauty. Pretty happy with those. Just a little bit off. Pastry looks like it's cooked through quite nicely. Wow. Quite happy with that. Wow. I'm very happy with that. That's cool. That is excellent. Cheers, everybody. Pie's all done, and it was actually quite good. I mean, you know, with obviously with the lockdown, the kids trying to keep them entertained. For him to cut the shapes of the pastry is pretty good. And then we just sort of re-roll those bits back together and cut the tops. So got them involved. So that was pretty cool, but I'm pretty happy. Obviously, there is a bit of fiddling around with it, but I think it's we're all stuck indoors, you know. Like I say, I found myself with a bit of time on my hands, and it was quite cool to do. And they taste absolutely delicious. They're really good. So now I'm happy with that. And the briskets in the pack was in last week, and it's going to be in this week. Obviously, we've got limited stock, so we're just going to keep. We'll try our best to mix it up a bit. That's basically it. Don't know. Hopefully, we'll be back in the market soon. But once again, thanks everybody's support. If you're not on a pack, flick us an email. Any questions? And we'll try our best to answer them, and we'll keep cooking things that are in the pack each week. Give you a few ideas. But yeah, that's good. Thanks very much, guys. Everybody, take care and stay safe and look after yourselves and enjoy cooking.